ever feel like life is just one long, hard slog? Like you're constantly working, but never really getting ahead? Well, you're not alone. In fact, people have been feeling this way for thousands of years. Today, we're re-diving into an ancient Greek poem that feels surprisingly modern. Hesiod's Works and Days. It's a farmer's almanac, a self-help guide, and a cosmic complaint letter, all rolled into one. Written almost 3,000 years ago. So grab a coffee, and let's explore some ancient wisdom on how to live a good, honest life, even when everything seems stacked against you. Hesiod was a farmer, not a philosopher, king, or a heroic warrior. He wrote for ordinary people, and his main message is simple. Life is tough, but justice and hard work are the only real paths forward. He kicks things off by telling the story of two kinds of strife. There's the bad kind, jealousy, conflict, the stuff that leads to war. But there's also a good kind of strife, healthy competition, the drive to do better than your neighbor, not by tearing them down, but by working harder on your own land. It's this positive ambition that Hesiod says the gods actually approve of. Then we get to one of the most famous parts of the poem, the story of Pandora. You've probably heard it. Be the first woman, created by the gods and given a jar, not a box. That was a later mistranslation, filled with all the evils of the world. Her curiosity gets the better of her. She opens it, and out fly sickness, toil, and all sorts of misery to plague mankind. But one thing remained inside, hope. Hesiod's point is pretty clear. Our world is full of hardship because of this ancient event. But even in the midst of it all, hope is what keeps us going. After Pandora, Hesiod lays out his theory of the ages of man. It's a pretty pessimistic view of history. He starts with the Golden Age, when humans lived like gods, without work or sorrow. Then came the Silver Age, where people were less noble and didn't respect the gods. Next, the Bronze Age, a time of terrible warriors who ended up destroying themselves. After that, the Age of Heroes, a brief improvement where the great figures of Greek myth, like those at Troy, lived. And finally, the Iron Age, his own time, an age of constant labor, injustice, and fading honor, where he predicts things will only get worse. It sounds bleak, but it perfectly captures that feeling that things just aren't as good as they used to be. So, what's the solution to living in this miserable Iron Age? For Hesiod, it's all about works and days. The works part is a detailed guide to the agricultural year. He tells you exactly when to plow, when to sow, when to harvest, all based on the rising and setting of stars. It's incredibly practical. Don't shirk your duties in winter, he warns, or you'll be begging in summer. Build your own house, get a good ox, and choose a wife who will help you, not just drain your resources. His advice is blunt and honest. Success comes from relentless, well-timed labor. There are no shortcuts. The days part is a calendar of lucky and unlucky days for doing certain things. The 5th day of the month is bad. The 7th is sacred. The 9th is good for planting. It might sound like simple superstition to us, but it was part of a worldview where everything was connected. and paying attention to the rhythms of the cosmos was key to survival. It's about respecting a natural and divine order. At its core, Works and Days is a powerful call for justice and personal responsibility. Hesiod directs a lot of the poem at his brother, Perses, who he claims cheated him out of his inheritance by bribing the local lords. He warns Perses and these gift-devouring kings that Zeus is always watching. Justice, he argues, will eventually prevail, while dishonesty leads to ruin. A city that upholds justice will prosper, but a city full of corruption will face the wrath of the gods. So, what can we take away from this ancient farmer's poem today? Hesiod reminds us that complaining about how unfair life is doesn't change anything. The only thing we can control is our own effort and our own integrity. Work hard, be honest, pay attention to the seasons of your own life, and hold on to hope. It's timeless advice that's just as relevant now as it was in a small Greek village thousands of years ago. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy exploring ancient texts that still speak to us today, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more. See you next time.